What's going on, fellas? This is none other than your gracious game advisor, yours truly, King Dre. And today we're going to chop it up about the difference between dating women in their 20s and dating women in their 30s. One of my followers hit me up and, asked me this question. In my experience, what's the difference? And I thought this was a damn good question. So we're going to get straight into it, and I'm going to let you guys know, from my experience and even other guys' experiences, the differences between dating the two. But first, before I get into the game, I want to shout out to the Players Club members for rocking with me tough and staying solid with me. I appreciate you guys. I need you guys to like the video right now and drop me a comment. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. That way you can get this good player shit fresh out the press. Also, guys, my Ultimate Ladies Man course is dropping October 25th. Go get on the waiting list right now at ultimateladiesman.com, or the link is going to be in the description. I'm going to teach you the whole seduction process from the initial approach all the way to escalate into sex. You dig what I'm saying? So you do not want to miss this. Go get on the waiting list right now. The course going to drop on October 25th. But let's get into the game. Now, as far as, the differences between dating women in their 20s and 30s go, first I want to say, when I'm talking about 20s, I'm talking about younger 20s. I would say under 25, because anything 26, 27, 28, you can throw them in the category with the 30-year-olds. I'm talking about under 25 and then women in their 30s. So, because a 28-year-old woman is completely different from a 23-year-old woman. Once a woman gets 26, 27, 28, you can damn near consider her 30 just by her mentality. And these are just like general. This is nothing is what I'm about to say is definite. You see what I'm saying? It's just, general, on a broad spectrum. Normally there's always outliers. There's always exceptions to the rule, but I'm just talking about generally. But let's get into it. Oh, and I'm gonna talk about the pros. I'm not gonna do the cons. I'm gonna just do the pros to dating each. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to, because I can be here all night talking about the pros and cons each. I'm just going to do the pros, and maybe, in another video, I'll do the cons. Now we're going to start with the women in their 20s, the pros of dating women in their 20s. And the first pro is they tend to have less emotional baggage. That's because they have less experience in dating, guys who, taking them up through there and giving them heartbreak and cheating on them and abusing them and shit. Younger women tend to not be as battle hardened and scarred and have this emotional baggage with all these defense mechanisms, and they guard up that older women have. That shit is annoying. And it's when you date younger woman, when you date younger women, especially as a guy my age, when you have experience in dating older women and dating all kinds of women, when you date them, you can notice the difference. See, a lot of you younger guys only date women in your age group, so you won't be able to compare and contrast. But when you used to dating older women and younger women as well, you'll be able to contrast and see the difference clear as day. And younger women in their 20s tend to not have as much emotional baggage. They're a lot easier to get along with in that regard. Not to say that they're easier to get along with than 30-year-olds or women in their 30s, but in that regard, as far as the emotional baggage part, you don't have to knock down walls to gain trust. You don't have to, go through this rigorous process of them opening up to you. They don't have that baggage. They don't have that, those guards up. They don't have those scars. Do some of them do? Of course. But a woman who's been, in the game, I'll say a woman that's 35 years old, who's been dating since she was, let's say, 18, and she's been through 3 or 4 heartbreaks. That's normally, what it'll be. They've been through a few heartbreaks, and you kind of makes you numb, and not numb, but cold and hard. And you have your defense mechanisms up. When a woman is 22, 23, she probably got a heartbroken high school, but that's it. This on some new shit. She's an adult now, and it's just not that same level of emotional baggage. And I'm just talking about relationships. I'm not talking about, and even in life too. Some people, some women get dealt the rough spoon. Yeah. But generally the more you go through life, the more bullshit you're gonna go through, and not just relationships. And you know, you tack on baggage when you go through bullshit. All of us, and younger women, younger people don't have this same baggage that, you know, that older women have or older people have. But that's the first pro to dating younger women, is that they don't have as much emotional baggage. Now, the second pro to dating younger women is that they're more open and receptive to good game. Younger women are more open-minded when it comes to being submissive and following, you know, a strong man. When women get when they get up in age, they tend to, you know, again, have their guard up because they've been let down, they've been disappointed. And also they have their own shit going on. So they feel like they know what they're doing. And, you know, it takes a little bit more game, a little bit more, you know, a little bit more ism to break an older woman and to get her on your program than it does a younger woman who's, let's say, 22, 23. They are a lot more open to your game if your good game good. Now, let me stop this real quick and say, when I'm talking about this shit, all of these, I'm talking about for guys that have game and guys that know what they're doing. If you a sucker, a woman gonna take advantage of you if she 21 or she 35. If you're a sucker, you don't count. I'm talking about guys with game. But let's continue. Now, the third pro to dating younger women in their 20s is that they're more fun and adventurous. Younger women are full of life. They want to explore. You know, the older chicks have been around the block and they just, you know, they're chilling. Like nowadays, like a lot of older chicks, they like to travel and stuff like that. But, you know, they're typically not as, you know, outgoing and adventurous. And I'm saying generally as younger women. Younger women are full of life. You could see, you know, you could see the eagerness in their eyes. They full of life and full of adventure, and they just want to explore and get into shit. You see what I'm saying? And that can be fun, especially for older guys, to kind of relive their youth through younger women. You see what I'm saying? Especially for my guys that's in their 30s and shit. We, you know, feel like you washed up, and them young chicks give you life, you know. Yeah, they're more fun and adventurous. The next pro to dating younger women is that they're more open to casual sex. You know, because they haven't learned the value of their, you know, their sex yet. You know, typically younger women haven't learned the value of, you know, what they have to offer yet. So, you know, and not only that, they still are in an exploration stage to where they're going through whole phases and shit. So, you know, you take that, you know, the fact that they haven't really learned the value of their bodies, and, you know, they're going through whole phases and trying to figure themselves out. And they don't want to really be, you know, tied in and families and shit. They just trying to figure themselves out. You mix those two together and you have women who are more open to casual sex. When a woman get older and shit, she done been through that shit already. She dating with a purpose and all that bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? So that's another pro to dating younger women, is that they're more open to casual sex. Now, the last pro to dating younger women is that the barriers and expectations are low, right? Younger women don't really have high expectations. They don't have these high standards. The barrier is low. Like a woman, you can spit some, you know, some game at a young chick, and you ain't even really gotta have shit and she'll follow you. Older women know better than that because they've been there before. Older women ain't stupid. They not gonna just let you come in their life because they already have their shit together. So you're not just gonna come in their life and, you know, try to lead them astray or try to seduce them or try to get them to be submissive, and you can't, you know, you can't back up your claims. You don't have anything to submit to. Younger women will submit to anything with some masculine energy. So that can be considered a pro, because a lot of younger guys think in order to date the women in their age group that you have to have all of this shit and all of this money and shit. No, it's good to have it, but younger women tend to, you know, because again, they don't have the experience and the, you know, they haven't been disappointed and let down at this point yet. The barriers and expectations are low. So they don't really require as much for them to be submissive and to get on your program. Older women in their 30s, you got to come with it in order for them to feel like they need to give up their program to get on your program. Now, let's talk about women in their 30s, right? The pros to dating women in their 30s. And the first pro is that women in their 30s are a lot more responsible. When you date younger women, you tend to get a lot of, you got to come help them do this. They need this. They need that. They fucking up this. Older women typically have their shit together. And I'm saying generally have their shit together, at least on a basic level, especially if they have kids. They're a lot more responsible. So you won't be coming to the aid of an older woman like you would be with a younger chick. When you have a younger chick, you gotta, especially if you in pocket or you got your shit together and you dating her seriously, you're gonna be playing save a hoe a lot because younger women just don't have it together yet. Versus older women, they do have their shit together. And this is why a lot of guys, despite what they say on the manosphere, in this whole manosphere about, oh, you date younger, hotter women and all that, despite what they say, a lot of guys really do prefer to date women in their 30s because a lot of guys don't want to deal with feel like a woman's dad or, to be cleaning up some young woman's mess. Older women typically don't have that same type of responsibility and mess that younger women tend to have. Now, another pro to dating women in their 30s is that they're more respectful. Younger women tend to be a lot more disrespectful at first until you check them, but older women understand the value of treating people how you want to be treated. Younger women don't really understand that. They haven't came into that. They have to find out that the hard way. Younger people in general don't understand this concept, and I didn't understand that concept until I was forced to understand it when my life was on the line. You see what I'm saying? When I was younger. But older women tend to be more respectful. Now, again, if you're a sucker, a woman gonna be disrespectful whether she 40 or whether she 20. But I'm talking about if you got game. When let's say if I meet a woman in her 30s, I'm not gonna have to be doing as much checking and she likes me. The woman in her 30s actually likes me. I'm not gonna have to be doing as much checking and putting them on timeout and doing all that shit and establishing this like you would be doing with a younger chick. With a younger chick, you got to put your game down a lot more. You feel what I'm saying? Versus a woman in her 30s, they know how to, let's say they just know how to treat a man because they've made the mistakes. They've, been seasoned and, have the experience of treating men and knowing what men want and what, men won't tolerate generally and what men generally find disrespectful. And they feel like they don't have a lot of time to waste. They're not as open to, ruining what they have versus a younger chick. Younger chicks feel like, okay, I can get, they think Mr. Chad gonna be there forever and they're gonna always look that good. Older women know better than that. So that's a pro to dealing with older women, in their 30s, is that they tend to be more respectful. And remember, I mean, generally speaking. Another pro to dealing with older women is that they come with less drama. Younger women tend to come with more drama because younger women tend to not have a lot going on. Older women have careers and shit. They don't have time to be doing all that drama shit and popping up at your house and breaking your windows and stalking you. And I'm just saying generally, of course, there's outliers. Of course, there's hood rats without anything going on, but, smoking Black and Miles on the porch and gossiping, that's in their 30s. I'm not talking about them. I'm just saying regular women. They tend to not have time for that bullshit drama that younger women tend to have. And if you're a guy like me, I don't like drama. I fucking hate drama. If you're a guy like me, you can appreciate that. I appreciate that about older women. It's the minimal drama and the low tolerance they have for drama. And even if you're a guy who has a lot of drama with an older woman who has her shit together, she gonna be gone ASAP because she ain't got time for that shit. She done been through that shit, when she was younger, and they not on that type of shit no more. They not on that type of time anymore. And again, I appreciate women like that. So yeah, less drama. Now, another pro to dating, women in their 30s is that they tend to be more skilled sexually. And y'all ain't gonna go too long with this one. It's obvious they have more experience. And, that's a bad thing to some of y'all. Some of y'all be like, oh, well, I want a girl that's fresh and all that. Older women, they know how to use their tongue. They know, they know the right moves. They know how to grip it on you. They know they have Older women tend to know little subtle things to get a man's mind going sexually, and not just like, doing moves with the cooch and all that. They know how to moan certain ways. They know how to use certain fragrances. I came back and barely talk. Use certain scents to, arouse you, and they know how to seduce. Older women tend to know how to seduce, and being seduced by a woman is actually enjoyable. You see what I'm saying? So they know how to seduce, and they know how to put the sex game down. They know how to suck dick good. They suck dick, much better than younger women, because they know they know how to, control their gag reflexes. They know how to not use their teeth. They know how to look you in the eyes and say certain shit to you. Even if it's fake, they know how to do it. So older women are a lot more skilled generally, sexually, than younger women. Now, the last pro when it comes to dating, older women is that they don't typically run the streets that much. And when I say run the streets, I mean parties and clubs and shit, because they don't have time. Now, yes, these days, do they hit brunch every so often? Yeah, may go out with their homegirls here and there, but they not on this. Younger women are on the scene. They out. When they go out, they in the malls. They look getting their hair done, and on Instagram, and just in the streets, looking for male attention. Going through whole phases and all that shit. Older women, they done played that game and they done with it. The only time you typically see an older woman in her 30s in a whole phase is after a breakup, or after a long, divorce or a marriage. Older women typically, unless she's just a slut, but I'm just saying generally, women in their 30s typically aren't like whole phasing it up like women in their 20s are. Now, are there hoes that's 30? Yes. But younger women almost always exclusively between the ages of 18 and 23 gonna be going through some type of whole phase where they having just casual sex. Older women are done with that shit unless some trauma happened, like a breakup, or some bullshit like that, or they just got divorced or something like that. But typically they just not ripping and running the streets like that. So that's the pros and cons to dating women in their 20s versus dating women in their 30s. All right, fellas, that ends that. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Shout out to the Players Club. If you watch this video all the way through, I rock with you. I appreciate it, guys. Like the video, drop me a comment down below, and let me know some pros to dating women in their 20s and 30s as well. Let me know what you think are pros to dating these types of women. But again, like the video, guys, and also subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you can get this good player shit fresh off the press. Before I get out of here, guys, I want to remind you guys, the Ultimate Ladies Man course is dropping on October 25th. Enrollment opens October 25th. Mark the date on your calendar. Set it on your calendar. It's going to be big. It's going to be packed full of game. Unlike anything you've ever heard of. Trust me, y'all know how I get down. If you've got any of my courses before, I don't fuck around when it comes to putting that knowledge out there and putting that game down in my courses. So you're not going to want to miss this October 25th. Get ready. I'm going to teach you the entire seduction process from start to finish. And you're going to also get attraction game, and you're going to get, psychology game on how to make a woman fall in love with you, because you're going to be able to get both of those courses for free, as well as a whole bunch of other stuff that I got lined up for you guys when you purchase that course. So go jump on the waiting list right now at ultimateladiesman.com, or the link is going to be in the description. But anyway, guys, this is none other than your gracious game advisor, yours truly, King Dre. I'm gone. In today's social media age, the dating game has become ruthless and competitive, with the technological advances we've made in society being the main culprit. Social media and dating apps have leveled the playing field so that now women have the power of choice and options. But where does that leave you? Frustrated, disappointed, lonely, left on scene, canceled dates, ghosting. Let's just be friends, and I need to get to know you more. Rejections. I know it seems like you're on a dark, dead-end road, but that changes right now. I have the solution for you.
I have the keys to transform you into the ultimate ladies' man that women can't resist. Yes, you too can be amongst the 5% of men who know this game. This system will teach you the entire seduction process from the initial approach all the way to escalating to sex. Learn step by step how to transform yourself into the attractive man that the modern woman finds irresistible. Gain valuable skills such as screening, texting, flake prevention, sexual escalation, and so much more. Are you ready to start winning? Are you ready to become the ultimate ladies' man?